Okay, so welcome back. This is part two where I just do some chart analysis. It's all just to help you prepare for the week ahead. So before I do that, just the legend so you know exactly what's there. So the black numbers are going to be support and resistance levels based on trend lines. Pink numbers are going to be breakout levels. And claret numbers, they're just going to be horizontal levels where I've identified support or resistance, generally based on double or triple tops or bottoms. So as usual, going to start with the Dow Jones. That just finished a little bit off the highs of the previous week. So 39,502 is my resistance, 38,869 is support, but as you can see, it's still in that uptrend for the moment. Then moving on to the S&P daily, similar thing, got a nice sort of long-term trend line in there for the resistance at 51.50, and I've got support at 50.54 and 50.20. Again, it's still sort of holding quite well in that up channel, and the S&P sort of finished at fresh highs again on Friday, as did Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, just the same thing really, isn't it? Just looking at them, they're almost a copy of each other. So we're in that uptrend, and there I've got resistance at 18,365, and I've got support at 17,772 and 17,611. Just moving on to a couple of currencies, so I focus on pound against the dollar, so well, it's one of them anyway. So I have had to sort of cut through the wick of one of those upper candles right near the high there to get this line on as a resistance, but I think it's quite a good line, and that comes in at 127.29. I've also sort of identified sort of a horizontal resistance line above that at 128.51, and then below that for last week, and that, so I've just managed to get another resistance level on at 126.94, and then on the support side I've got 125.98. Below that I've got 124.87, which I see as a breakout on the downside if it can get down there. The dollar just seems to be consolidating at the moment. It's looking for direction. And here's the euro against the dollar, the US dollar, and I put the Fibs on here as well. As you can see, for the blue line, the 382, these lines are amazing the way they work. Even without, you can't put them on until obviously you've established the low and the high and the market's moved away from them. But it's amazing when you look back how some of these fib levels even would have worked in the past as well if you'd been able to put them on. But anyway, the 382 seems to be a little bit of a resistance point at the moment. The 50 is probably maybe like a pivot almost. And then we've got support at the golden ratio, which is the 618, which of course is where most analysts will focus. I've also got some trend lines on there, so I've got resistance at 108.59, I've got support at 107.35, and also at 106.59. Let's move on to Bitcoin. What a week that's had last week. I was saying last week it seems to be a little bit range bound and it doesn't seem to want to go any higher, and then bang, there it is breaking out on the Monday. So I got that one wrong, didn't I? So it just popped through, burst through. Again, I think it's companies having, some of these ETF companies having to go in and buy against the ETF funds that they created. And of course we've got the halving next month in April as well. So I've managed to get on some lines here. So resistance I've got at 65.397. I've got a sort of a resistance stroke. I've sort of turned it into support for the moment at 54,672, so I left that one on for that. And then another support at 49,134. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year for Bitcoin. It actually already is. Okay, so moving on to gold. That had a big rally on Friday, $50 rally on Friday. So I've managed to get resistance on at 2,098 and support 2,038. And then again, sort of, I put the fibs on here. So if it starts to come down, I would say that probably just above 2050, so 2050 is going to be the first support with that blue line now, and then if it breaks there, it's going to possibly come down to retest the 50% one, which is probably around about 2022. And of course, if it breaks them, then we come down to that magical golden ratio where the analysts love. I love trading that one as well. I'll buy just in front of that 618 level, that golden ratio. But when it breaks through, of course, I'm going to stop myself out of my longs. But I'm also going to look at a point where if it was to break that I can get short as well. Because then, for me, it goes from being a retracement to being a complete reversal. Last but not least, WTI. So again, I've got the fibs on for this one. And I've got resistance on the trend line at 80.82, support at 76.71. Again, you know, the Red Sea and just in general, oil has looked a bit steadier recently, and because of that, yeah, it broke the $80 on Friday, just closed slightly below that. So the fibs are on there, as you can see, and again, you know, maybe those levels will come into play. The 382 might act as a support level for the moment. The 50 is the first resistance. So I hope you enjoy the analysis. If there's anything else you want in the way of this, then my email address is there. Just reach out, contact me. Next week should be the launch of my new website as well. So I will keep you all up to date with that. Have a great week and see you next week. So just a little heads up on my services. So I offer a daily newsletter that includes global news, headlines, my views. That's a subscription service. I also offer one-day workshops. You know, this helps you to discover if trading could be your next career or maybe just a secondary income. But, you know, the one thing is, because I offer a variety of them, is I can also just fill in any gaps that you may have with your current trading, or, you know, whether it's macro or actual trading skills. And then I offer a 1 week intensive course. You know, that's going to make you feel confident and competent after just 1 week. And, you know, that's going to basically give you the foundations on which to build your trading career. You know, I'm going to help you find that inner trader. And that also now includes a free trading challenge. And then there's my Flexi Masterclass. That's 6 weeks of guided learning. But you can spread them out. You don't have to take them all at once. And that does help to accelerate the learning curve. And that's designed to provide you with all the knowledge and trading tools that you're going to need to navigate these markets. You know, and any asset class. You know, whether it's financial, commodity, digital, I'm involved in them all. And as I say, the weeks can be spread out there, and that also includes a free trading challenge. Trader mentoring, so you know, maybe you've already got some experience but you're looking to get to that next level and you're struggling to do that. I offer mentoring by the hour, by the day, or a monthly subscription. It's entirely up to you. But you know, I just want to help you guys to reach that next level time and again. And of course, I provide lots of trader educational content, not just to individuals, but also to exchanges and brokers. And if you're looking for that funded trading account, you know, so you don't have to risk your capital, then contact me for details. I've got 2 good ones that I use. Okay, so finally, as usual, just ending with a disclaimer. So, you know, if you're already involved, then you'll know this. If not, then please take serious note of this, that trading does involve the risk of loss of capital and it's not suitable for everyone. However, I do hope it is for you. And now, because there's leverage involved from many companies, just be careful because you can lose substantially more than that initial investment. You know, the regulators are a bit more on top of that these days, but, you know, even so, just be a bit cautious. Everything that I include in these just purely for educational purposes. I'm not trying to encourage you to trade or invest. That must be your decision. And of course, before you make that decision, you've got to consider the risks involved. And that includes your financial situation, definitely your level of experience, definitely your risk appetite, and of course, only risk capital you're prepared, but more importantly, that you can afford to lose. And if you've got any doubts whatsoever, you know, first of all, think twice before you do it. Speak to a financial advisor. And do that before you risk your capital. You know, I have so many people come to me because they've lost money. I'd rather they come to me and learn how to do it and not lost the money in the first place, because that's just a waste of their savings. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these, and you know, I'll be doing these on a weekly basis. So I'm going to post the links in places so that you can get to them. My new website will be finished soon, but in the meantime, you can reach me at the email address below on all the slides, which is chrisjtubby55@gmail.com. And all I can say is I wish you a wonderful week. Best of luck with your trading, and hope to see you again next weekend. Bye for now.